Hello, and welcome back to the Coop De Villa podcast. I'm Scott Cooper, and we are back to talk about Aston Villa's trip to the London Stadium to play West Ham. Unfortunately, our streak is over, but it was a good performance. Bad result. We'll get into all of that and a bit of a quiz, a bit of a different quiz this week. All of that coming up after
this.
Okay, so it was Sunday afternoon, UK time. We were down in London at the monstrosity of a ground that is the London Stadium. It looks absolutely pathetic, and a lot of the videos and photos coming out from there, like the away fans were so far away from the ground. It's terrible. But enough about the crowd. It was all about the game and continuing our run of 3 consecutive wins with 9 goals scored and none conceded. But unfortunately, that run comes to an end. I'll go to you first, Noah, as you were not here last week. And, firstly, you've got something to, tell us all and get into that. And then how did you find the first half?
So obviously, missed the first last week's episode of the Leeds game. So I'm going to call out Tommy, who asked me to get some stats for him. Very interesting stats. So I messaged the most reliable Aston Villa stats page on Twitter, Aston Villa Stato. Drop him a follow if you don't. Very, very reliable. And I said to him, hey, mate, random question I'm looking for the answer to. Is on game started, Callum Chambers the quickest centre-back to score? And he came back to me very quickly, very quick reply, and said that Curtis Davis actually scored on his Aston Villa debut, making him the fastest Aston Villa centre-back to score a goal.
Now, if you paid attention, I'll interject. I said it's also the greatest start to a Villa career. In 5 games, he had 3 clean sheets, scored a goal, gave an assist to an assist. Which
the goal's more important.
Paid the assist. No, the goal's not as important. It's the greatest start to a Villa centre-back's career in history.
I have to go back at him, but I think so too. I just thought I'd get you random stat,
Thank you.
Stat.
No, it's the stat guy.
Well, Aston Villa Stato are.
Unfortunately, he didn't really continue that form the other night. I mean,
no.
he didn't have a terrible game, but he probably wish he'd closed down Yarmolenko a bit better.
And speaking of stats and analytics, we've got Aman.
Aman, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, Aman, analyst, 7-Eleven, come on. Quick elevator pitch.
Troy can't make it this week, so Aman's here. Thank you for coming on again. And he was going to run the quiz this week, unfortunately, but Troy wasn't here, so we are switching up, doing something different.
Something different.
I like it. It's better.
So
gives more time for you guys to study up.
Yeah. It's going to be tough.
You, Tommy. More time for you, Tommy. Study up.
With the money in each question.
I've won one by a technicality. I'll take it. Okay, if not, I got deducted points.
So, what did you think of that first half, Aman? And
I've just been brushed over.
Yeah, it is.
We'll come back to you.
I think it was a bit of nothing first half. Not much action from both sides. I think both sides looked tired. Like we obviously had the game. What was it? 3 days ago?
Yeah.
And they had their Europa League tie against Sevilla only a few days prior as well. And I think they only made like the one or two changes from that. So Vlasic, he played in the Sevilla game. He was out, and I think Benrahma came in for a start. But yeah, just a bit of a nothing first half. Not really much action. There was more, some of the fouls that were taking place, and then obviously Digne got injured as well and had to be subbed in the first half. So yeah, not much action from the first half. I think both teams were pretty tired. I think this was the game where he should have made a couple of changes to the lineup. I'm not saying he should have completely changed it. Should have made 1 or 2 changes to the lineup because I think definitely against Arsenal we'll need to make some changes, but we can talk about that later.
What's up, man? Who are you referring to in particular?
I just would have liked to see Sanson start in midfield. Yeah. That would have been the only change I would have made. I know Ramsey scored, but it would have been either for Ramsey or McGinn. I reckon. Yeah. Not saying that they've been playing bad because obviously we've been on a run, but just to freshen things up and just to give him a rest. Because I think we've we've been playing on a high for the last 3 games. It's always hard to maintain that.
Well, yeah, as we were saying, as Aman was saying, there wasn't really much action in the first half, Tommy, but there was probably 2 big chances, one for each team. That Villa's was the Coutinho backheel after Ramsey made that nice little run and cut it back to him, and it was a great effort. It was just, unfortunately, Fabianski had a great game, and he read that. He did quite well there. And the other one was the Souček header that went just past the near post. That's about it, really. And did you think could you see anything different in that final third for us that maybe was the cause of not really creating that many chances?
I think change was probably needed. I personally think second half they started to take control. We started really well, to be honest. But yeah, I don't know, I feel like the final third was just lacking a little bit. No one knows why, because it's been clicking the past 3 games. But West Ham followed by Arsenal. This will be 2. I think this will define where we are as a club if we're actually on that upward trajectory, or if we're just on a bit of a high. I do think Rice started to take control in the second half, and I mean he's a class player, what do you expect? So, like Aman said, I would have liked to see Sanson come in, because I do feel like pound for pound, he probably would have been the closest one to at least even tag Rice, because he really started to dictate play for them. I think Ben Rama was pretty deadly considering he came off the bench. And I mean, I almost didn't even feel bad that Yarmolenko scored, because some things are bigger than football. And after what he went through, I think it was only fitting that he scored what could have even been the winner. But
as soon as he came on, I was like, he's going to score.
I was like, I could just see the writing on the wall. And then
it was a great goal. It was a great touch.
It actually was, just pure instinct. And again, they all kind of surrounded him and embraced him. But yeah, look, I just think we're relatively flat. I think we started well, and then we just started to dive. But I mean, West Ham are a top side. These guys are pushing top 4, definitely, cruising to top 6. So, this is where we need to be. And I mean, if you rewind a couple seasons ago, what their squad looked like and what it is now, I think we're following that trajectory. And I think we're still maybe a year or 2 away from that. But, I think it was some promising signs. I think it could have easily finished the draw. But then again, you've got quality players like Ben Rama that, he was dominating start of the season. He couldn't even break into the team the last month because based on form.
I thought Cash was quite good on him.
He was, but
he was very good himself. It was a really good battle. Yeah.
Again, 2 assists come from his end, and Cash has been in form as well, like you said. Obviously seeing Antonio and Cresswell golf with, for them, I think that's just a bit of fatigue from the Sevilla game, and us losing Digne, I think that's a lot of creativity from the left side. I think Young was actually okay, again, like a band-aid solution. He did all right, but then, the goal did come from his side, I think the second one. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, all in all, I thought it was a pretty decent performance. It wasn't like we got. I think I think Troy said a lot of the game was dictated in the midfield, but I think we held our own. I did kind of think, if it could have gone 2-1 either way. To think they didn't have Bowen, maybe it could have been a lot worse for us. But they started well. We did. They just finished better at the end of the day. But I think Ramsey's goal gave us that glimmer of hope. I think everyone was glued to their screen for the remaining 7 minutes. And I mean, we looked pretty good. I think Buendia actually done fantastic when he come on. And sometimes you take out a bit of the grit, especially when we're pushing on. And I think, well, hang on, we're starting to dominate now, and we haven't got these, hard hitters on the pitch. So no, I thought we were good. I thought Buendia could have had 1 or 2 as well.
Yeah, well, Noah, like you made a great point in the group chat during the game, saying that the West Ham are very, very good off the ball.
They are extremely good off the ball.
And we've played, Brighton, Southampton, and Leeds in this run of 3 victories. And all of those teams are quite open. They play football. They're not really, old school kind of, like defense first, like, David Moyes and his West Ham team are. And it just seemed like Watkins and Ings didn't have much room at all. And Coutinho, he was getting a lot of the ball, but he was getting it almost in that number 6 position, not where we want him to have it, around the box.
Oh, exactly as you said, Scotty. I mean, I kind of respect the way they went about the game. I mean, they didn't care how much of the ball we had in that first half. We could not get through. And then as soon as we had that lob through ball, we always tried to, they'd take it on and go on the counter attack the other way. And it worked every single time from out of the ball, out of possession, every single time. And David Moyes is a good manager. He's very experienced. I know his time at United wasn't seen as the best time of his career, but him at Everton and West Ham, he's done extremely great jobs with those clubs on the edge of Champions League football this season. And you can tell West Ham like playing for him. I mean, Declan Rice is an outstanding player under David Moyes, and that little shimmy past McGinn to set up the second goal really sums up, in my opinion.
Well, that's it. I mean, we got into halftime 0-0, Aman, and it was it was job well done at that point. I think we were keeping the ball well, like we were saying, but we weren't really creating much, and it felt like one of those games that the first goal was going to be the difference, and that's how it sort of turned out with Yarmolenko coming on and scoring a great goal, but. I think we lost a bit in the second half, and West Ham were the better team, and we just really sort of, we sort of huffed and puffed, but it didn't really happen for us in that second half.
Yeah, I think it was just exactly like you said, we huffed and puffed and nothing really much happened because of their defensive structure. They were happy. They've got two great number sixes. We need one number six. They've got two good, really, really good ones in Souček and Rice that can set up a block in front of defense. But yeah, I just thought, I know he did well when he was with the ball, because I think I read a stat earlier today that, he had 100% of dribbles completed. I'm talking about Leon Bailey. So he did show some stuff going forward. But if you watch the first goal back, you will see that he doesn't track back. He doesn't track the fullback. I think it was Ben Johnson that ended up playing at left back, or might have been Creswell. But he doesn't track. Yeah, he doesn't track him, and then it ends up being like a 2v1 on Cash, and Cash doesn't know. Cash holds his ground because he's 2v1, and because of that, then I think Benrahma's able to play the ball in, and you see Bailey at the last minute, he tries to make that effort, but I just think he just needs to show a bit more on the defensive side of things, because he is an amazing player going forward. Like I said, he can, beat his man 1v1, put in a good cross in. He had that shot that was saved as well, but just the defensive effort just needs more defensive effort. And I think he was also the player that lost the ball for their second goal. Rice dispossessed him. There was, I saw a few photos on Villa Twitter saying, this should have been a foul, but if that's one of our players making the tackle and it gets called for a foul, we're going to be in an uproar saying, why has the ref done this? So yeah, look, like I said, I just think that he needs to, I know he's coming back from injury, but I just need to see more effort from him. And then, like Tommy said, Buendia came on, showed some great glimpses. I really think he's trying his hardest to, get back into the starting 11, which I think is good. Competition breeds, you see the making of players, whether or not they want to just sit on the bench or if they want to actually play. So, yeah, there were a little positive signs in the second half, but I think, like Tom said as well, I think West Ham's the team where we want to be in the next season.
Yeah. And I think Bailey, do you reckon the man just lack of game time as well? I mean, the McPhee and that can give him the stats, make sure you track back. I know it's common sense, but as an attacking player, you want to score, you want to, make a difference, you want to push, we want to equalise, we want to, take the lead. Scott said, the first goal probably dictate who wins this. But I reckon, say he started a series of games, Gerrard now probably get up his, rear end after this game, and then if he starts next game, it's okay, he knows what to do. So I know, it's more be proactive than reactive, but I think
I just look what Ings was doing before that, though, Tommy.
I suppose I saw Ings at right back at one.
Exactly, that's what I mean. So we lost the defensive pressure that Ings.
I think it's either in or it's not. Ings is a bit of a hard nutter, good work rate. He probably knows right now he's short on goals, so he thinks, how can I contribute in other ways? And yeah, that's true. I mean, but
I thought I gave Ings a 3 votes. I thought he was the amount of work rate he put in was amazing.
We're really starting to notice that. I think irrespective of goals, it's what he does for the team. Even it's just an assist a game, he's involved in goals somehow. And then we really need to play to his strength. This guy was signed to score goals, and if he can't, we're definitely seeing a creative side of him that I didn't even know existed, and probably don't pay as much attention when he's not playing for your side.
Yeah, he's good. He's good at everything, isn't he? For someone
good lad as well. Good lad. To go and hug other players, when you're not scoring I don't know, I reckon he's probably just said, look, I'm going to be the bigger man here and just show love to Ollie. And it seems like now there's a bit of synergy between them. I think Trish Ings was throwing a bit of a tantrum start of the season. And now all of a sudden, he's starting, and even if he's not or he's getting subbed off, he's just, clapping, cheering the fans on. I think he's evolved as a player and a person.
Definitely. And then the game finished off really with the second goal for West Ham, Noah. I think it was McGinn that lost the ball, was it?
Leon Bailey.
Leon Bailey.
You're right.
Yeah, Bailey lost the ball.
It was, they just cut through us. It was McGinn that Rice danced around. And Fornells put it in. I don't know if Emi he seemed a bit upset. Maybe Ming's getting in his way or something. But
yeah, probably. But
I think he pulled off that brilliant save earlier where at 0-0 that I thought at that point it was going to be that was going to give us a point or maybe a win. And unfortunately, he probably could have done better with that second one. But Mings was in his eye line, so we can give him that. And then Jacob Ramsey, man, I mean, pops up with another goal. It was a great little finish, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, great finish. I think it's not as Coutinho-esque by Buendia, but sort of reminiscent of that Southampton dribble where he faked one way and all the three players went one way. And I think the commentator said when he did the fake, oh no, what's he doing? He should have had a shot.
Did.
But then,
he did.
Yeah. And then
I was thinking that too. It was on his right foot. I was like, just have a ping, but he did the right thing.
Yeah, no, he's a class player, and it's just obviously we've changed our system. He can't get into the team, which is fair enough because there's someone else.
He was in form. He was actually the informed player at one point. And then
but the team's winning. What can you do? But yeah, I think it just shows like where the strength of our squad is now. A season ago or 2 seasons ago, the token substitute by Dean Smith would have been El Ghazi off for Trezeguet or Trezeguet off for El Ghazi, and now we're taking off a Brazilian international in Felipe Coutinho and bringing on an Argentinian international in Emi Buendia. So, that's what you want, squad depth. If we want to be a team like West Ham, be challenging for 6th spot, we need squad depth.
It's literally like a collective $70 million sub between Coutinho and Buendia. Who would have thought this is where we'd be 2-3 seasons ago?
And
I just want to quickly
Traore's back on the bench, and
to be honest, I'd rather Traore than Bailey start. I don't know why. Like I just think like Birdie's more proven as well. Bailey's a star, but like I said, maybe after that little stuff up, he's like, all right, well, Traore, you get your chance. Because I think he's done pretty well at the AFCON. Burkina Faso were relatively competitive throughout it, and I think he was I think he was playing striker, wasn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, he plays up front for them because he's by far their best player.
That's what I mean. So, he's coming red hot form, hopefully. But I tried to go back to JJ. I think it was Southampton or Leeds. I realised I think Ollie scored one of the goals. JJ celebrates with the players, and then he's inner Villa kid comes out after that. You always see this
after Cash's goal.
This real aggressive celebration. There's just like a separate thing with the fans, and I said this is why you want always at least one youth product in your team, and because you want that kind of to radiate throughout the whole team. And I just think that everyone gets around each player. And, I think after Cash scored, especially with the whole, I think he's got a friend or family friend in Ukraine. So everyone's just got around him. That's right. Sorry, so everyone's embraced him. And I feel like the boys have just so much good energy around the team right now. If you're scoring, awesome. If you're not scoring, you get around it. Like we're even seeing Ollie now celebrate. I think he was a bit frustrated at one point. That's probably just personal frustration where he wouldn't even go and celebrate with the team. And as a forward, we understand that. And he's probably being a bit less selfish now because we'll criticise him a bit. Maybe he's listening in, Ollie. We love you, but don't be afraid to pass it, brother. So,
well, that's it. Going back to Ramsey, and being a Villa fan, there was just the 3-year anniversary. I
was about to say,
of Grealish's goal against Birmingham, and he was in the crowd in
the away end. Yeah. So, amazing to see that. There's a few of them in that as well.
It's like handing the keys over almost. I think he's probably the heir to Jack's throne from a Villa perspective, anyway.
Yeah, it definitely looks that way. But I was about to mention that as well because it's crazy to think that's what Grealish says. I was in the away end all those years ago, and you see the video and you see JJ in there. But I think there was a bunch of players in that away end that day. I think Tommy Elphick said he was in that away end. And
Tommy's a good guy. I wish he were the best, honestly. He had nothing to speak. It's not easy being at a football club, getting demoted to third choice centre back or whatever, and injuries kind of hampered his career. But he had nothing but good things to say about the club. So it seems like it's a really good club to be at from a player's perspective. He's not even a Villa guy, but it seems like he's still interested in the club. And I think, what's his name? The Egyptian Almo. He's always on Twitter.
Yeah, I love it.
So much love for Villa. I love seeing it. He's played for numerous clubs, but clearly it's a club that's touched his heart in a different way.
That's it. A lot of those guys that played in the championship, like Chester and Snodgrass and all these kind of guys, they're all they all speak really highly of Villa, and it's they did a huge job for us to get us back to where we are today. So
that's it. I think it was more of a personal project for them. Villa's ingrained in English football history, and to say that they helped brought us back up and probably played a pretty integral role in doing so. At one point it was Steve Bruce, making God knows what kind of subs, and we could see things for 10 weeks and he didn't see it. And, there was fears that, Smith, we went on the 13 game, unbeaten streak or something. So, just where we are back then to now, like that's not even West Ham. I like looking at Scott. Is that all right, Noah?
No.
He's just in my screen.
All right, well,
go on.
We wanted to quickly talk about the Emi Martinez interview with Ben Foster. Noah, I'll go to you first.
Great interview.
It was great, wasn't it? And what was it that stuck out to you from a Villa perspective?
Well, one thing that really surprised me is I think one of the questions, a bit of a random one that stuck out to me, is what was the best goals you conceded? And he spoke about that game where James Ward-Prowse could not put a ball wrong, and he was so open about, I thought I'd done better, set the ball this way, I was going to dive this way. He just banged it in the top corner. Yeah. But also his chat about Messi, obviously not Villa related at all, but having one of the icons of football wanting a photo with you would be pretty stoked. So, but he's just such an open guy and such a humble person, like very, very humble on the ground sort of guy, doesn't let Ben Foster wear shoes or socks in his house clearly. But I'd love to go through that shirt collection he's got, saw the Messi shirt, but I'd love to have had a peek through that. So, but yeah, honestly, since he's been for Villa, he's been nothing but professional and loves the club.
Yeah, it is interesting because you don't really hear much about Messi because he's pretty, he's pretty quiet, shy kind of guy. Doesn't speak English. He doesn't do very
smart move.
Yeah. But the way that Emi said that they have like 300, 600 shirts or something that they give away to fans and managers and backroom staff and everyone, like that's just insane to think like how popular and what a juggernaut he is. And yeah, it's amazing. The thing that really stood out to me was when he was talking about Michael Beale, and about how the players think of them as like co-coaches almost, and that Michael Beale does all the sessions, takes most of the meetings and the tactics and the set pieces and all that. And, Gerard, says his bit here and there, but I think if if Gerard did leave for Liverpool one day, I'd be offering Beale the job.
100%.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think so because, he's already ingrained in everything. And it seems like if he's co-coaching, it's just, I think Gerard is just the face of that team. I think there's a lot more that happens. So it wouldn't just be retaining Bill. It's all the backroom stuff because I think there's a team of 5 or 6 of them.
Yeah, McAllister and stuff. Yeah.
So it depends. I think that might even entice Bill to stay at Villa as opposed to he might want to step into a senior management role as opposed to follow Gerard to Liverpool if it doesn't work well. His career's on the line as well. So,
that's it. I don't know. He might like being a number 2. We don't really know.
Agreed. That's true. Some just like flying their trades. Like they know what they're good at. You might not want to take become the face at some point. It's good.
But certainly while we've got him, I'm really excited about, how he can get his team better and how, we've seen it already. And I'm sure, with a fresh transfer window in the summer and, a whole preseason behind him that we can really hit the ground running next season. Aman, anything in the interview with Emi that you'd like to touch on?
I haven't watched the full interview yet, like from start to finish. I watched the snippets that have been posted. So I've seen the Ward-Prowse conversation that he has. There was another conversation about Van Persie bullying him at Arsenal as well. He spoke about. But yeah, I don't know.
Opposite. He nicknamed him opposite.
The opposite,
because he always goes the wrong way.
But I thought when I first saw the snippet be posted on Twitter, I thought it was a really old interview because he's wearing I thought he was wearing an Arsenal jersey, and his top is very, very super tight. So I think someone needs to give him just an extra size up because the fashion's wasn't really that great. Yeah,
he just wants to look ripped, man. He wants to look ripped.
He's got a pretty nice house.
Yeah,
I mean,
he hopes on
yeah.
Yeah,
but I think I wanted to make a comment on the Michael Beale thing because when I'm not doing anything, I just sit on Villa Twitter, and someone had spoken about co-coaching, so there was a thread on that, that was really interesting. Just some random guy who was doing like, I think, a PhD study on like co-coaching. And then Bill just sort of jumped on and spoke about what he does at Villa. And he shared like a document or like a one-page slider about what they sort of do. And I think it was like you said, Scott, there's, Gerard's the manager, he's the face, but every person, that backroom staff, takes a session about training. So they have like an in-play coach, a coach that's dedicated to out of possession. Obviously, we've got Nanny McPhee is our set piece coach, but all those sort of coaches do their different things, but it always ties into a common goal. And they talk about doing regular feedback sessions between all the coaches as well, so they're constantly critiquing each other. And I think it just shows like from like top to bottom, we're a club that's trying to be innovative, be like on the front foot in terms of how we run the club. So I think, not even just this season, next season, I think we're going to be in a great space for the next 10 years. Exciting times to be a Villa fan.
Even just the expansion to the Vegas Villains, it shows the ambition of the club, and that might be a feeder system. I think we're looking to a feeder club. I reckon it'll probably be somewhere in Denmark just to send the youth for experience against senior players. I reckon we'll probably piss them off at like 15, 16. They come back fully developed anyway as they're just maturing in general. And I think we'll have a really good youth system.
And it'd be great to send someone like Cameron Archer to, maybe for 6 months to one of these feeder clubs in a different league. Or
what if it's like Denmark, like a Copenhagen? Yeah. So this kid's going to play Europa League at like 16, 17. As an example.
I don't think he needs to be sent to a feeder club. He needs to be in the first team because he needs 5 goals in 10 appearances.
He needs to start. How's he going? I haven't heard.
Very well. Very well.
5 goals, 10 appearances, but
wow,
so doing really well.
The 1 in every 2, roughly. That's a pretty good rate.
Even Keenan Davis scoring goals on as well. Scored a brace on the weekend.
Comes to us though, then he's out with like 6-month injury. It just never worked. I love.
I'm happy for Keenan.
Yeah. I think he'll score bulk goals if he stays fit in that league.
I think Championship's his level, not unfortunately, but I think, if he does well, then we wish him all the best. I just want to quickly go back to the Emi thing. He's actually got a big, like a mural, a specific thing that I think Edens and Sawira sent him, because I've never had anything done like that. I think it was his save against Arsenal, the top corner one. Yeah. So they blew it up onto like this big canvas and they sent it. And, again, he's like, I've never had a club or anyone send this to me. So it just goes to show like the love that comes from top down, in terms of the hierarchy.
We love Emi. We love Emi. And we also love the women's team, Noah. And,
we do.
You wanted to touch
on
that?
Lehman, that's for sure.
But unfortunately, they didn't quite get the right result. I was watching along as started about now and a bit before the men's game started. So I think it was a midnight kickoff here, playing Chelsea, and they defended very well. They're playing, probably going to be the champions in Chelsea. Yeah. Had them 0-0 to the 93rd minute, and the Australian superstar Samantha Kerr scores the winner. But
look, I love Sam Kerr, but
I do. I love her as well. Scenario. Yeah, not in this scenario, but the England international Hannah Hampton made a lot of key saves. They put all of this over the social media. Bodies flying through in the box, Sarah Mailing, goal line clearance as well. So they're really defending as a unit, and unfortunately couldn't quite hold on. But I think they're safe. They're safe, so which is always good to build on for next year, and hopefully they go all right.
Now they've had a really good sort of finish to the season, and I think their coach. Ward, is it?
Yeah, Claire Ward. Yeah.
She's come in and done a really good job. And I heard an interview with her recently on the 1874 podcast, and she seems to know, her stuff. And so good luck to them for the rest of the season. I know, poor Alicia Lehman, after a defeat can't even go on home and kiss Dougie because his mouth's all busted up. But
kiss his mouth, sure.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll put something on Instagram. They normally do. So
cute.
He posted a photo of the stitches just before the podcast.
It looked pretty mean, and Dougie's a tough unit. He's a bit of a weapon. It's funny that Brazilians are like these. We know him as finesse. We got Dougie as like this little rock, and I love that about him. To be honest, just goes against what like Brazilian players are.
He is the most un-Brazilian in some ways.
I mean, there's Fernandinho as well, but he's more like a finesse 6, where like Doug is just this aggressive dude.
Yeah.
Like, nice.
All right, well, let's get on to the predictions for Arsenal. We got Arsenal early kickoff Saturday. Aman, you want to kick us off? What do you think?
It's going to be another tough game after the West Ham game. Arsenal, in some great form. Fans, when they're in great form because you can see all the Facebook fans coming out on your news feed. But yeah,
on their own news feed,
obviously Saka, Odegaard, Martinelli, Lacazette is playing amazing as well now that Aubameyang's gone. I think they've got a settled squad now as well. Ben White, Gabriel in the heart of defence. And then, Smith Rowe off the bench.
I know.
So it's going to be a very, very tough game. I think we're going to need to make some changes. Obvious one being Luka Dean. I think he's done his hammy or something like that.
Yeah, done his hammy. He
won't.
Definitely not
doesn't
playing.
feel like it's too bad, but
yeah,
we'll see, I guess.
Young at left back against Saka will be an interesting one. So
bring back Fred.
We do have a good record against them. We are sort of their bogey team, maybe like West Ham are ours.
And it's home for us as well. Like I was going to predict a loss until I just realised it's at home. So
okay, well, what's your prediction?
I'm going to go 1-0. Emi Martinez with like 10 saves, man of the match, because he always has a point to prove against Arsenal.
Why not? Sounds good. To Noah?
I'd rather get a Man's prediction first. He kind of got cut off before his prediction.
All good.
Did you give the
Look, head says we're gonna cop an L, but gonna go with the heart and say 2-1 win for us with the Watkins and Ings slotting one each.
2-piece combo.
That's it.
And did you give a goal scorer, Tommy?
I reckon it'll be someone like Mings. I reckon it'll be off a corner. Well, I think we're actually a more physically imposing team than they are. We've got some big units now.
We're certainly impeding, that's for sure. Noah?
I think the game's going to be very much like unfold like the West Ham game, like as in score-wise. So I think that the first team to score will win 2-0. Whoever scores first will win 2-0 because the other team will try to push for the equaliser. But I'm going to go 2-0 Villa. Very optimistic of me. I think, as I agree with Tommy, we'll score from a set piece, but I'm going to go with Callum Chambers against his former club to score one, and I'm going to go with an Ashley Young cutting on the right foot whirler from outside the box like 2007.
No, you are delusional and on high right now.
Do you guys reckon that Chambers will start?
I reckon Chambers could actually score ex-Arsenal. There you go.
I just said that.
Don't listen, no.
I think maybe Constance might come back in.
No way.
I think
drop Mings. Don't drop Chambers. He's been a star for us.
That's the question. I didn't say who for, but
Ashley Young. Constance actually played at right back before. Put Catch at left back. That sounds stupid, but
sounds a lot of.
I'd back Constance and Ashley Young. That's for sure.
Maybe you just put Sanson in there.
Yeah. Well, McGinn played centre back for us while Chambers was off on the weekend, so I think chuck McGinn at left back and he'll be fine.
Yeah, he's left-footed. Why not?
Yeah. It's got to worry about stopping plays in our offensive third and not letting it counter break.
I'm going to go 1-1 and Danny Ings to score.
Piss off, Scott. Why?
Yeah,
just go with your heart, mate.
That is my heart.
I would have said 3-0 Arsenal realistically. They're in hot form.
They are not. Yeah.
Now we're playing the big boys. This is really going to test.
We got a very tough run. We got a very, very tough run.
I don't give a shit if we lose 1-0, just as long as we're saying, hey, like it could have gone either way. Just one chance to find the game, and that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, so should we get into this quiz of ours that we?
I reckon something different.
Yeah, we're doing a quiz together. This is on the Sport Hall website, and I'll just get it up here.
Better not be the same one that we just did. So we look smart people here.
But Scotty, I've got a bit of an announcement, tiny bit of an announcement.
Yeah, sorry, we cut him off at the start.
To say that I am going to be going to England in November to watch the mighty Villa with Coxie, one of our number one fan in my opinion, Coxie. So he'll be there with us, and
awesome.
Very excited to get over there. Very, very excited.
Definitely get some games in.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Home and away, hopefully.
Oh, hopefully that's the plan.
Yeah,
that's the plan. My last away day was a shocking one at Southampton.
Right.
So hopefully the next one's a lot better.
Can you streak a game with the Coop De Villa sign?
No.
Come on.
I'd like to be invited back.
Do it for the subs, mate. Come on, we'll blow up.
Yeah, exactly. But
just right. Please subscribe written on your ass. Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into this. You guys can see the screen. Everything's working.
All good on our end. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. All right. So we've got 6 minutes and we've got 20 answers here. Can you name every Aston Villa player with 10 plus goals in a season since the year 2000?
Easy.
So how do you reckon? How many do you reckon we'll get?
20.
You reckon we'll
20.
get 20?
20, easy.
Ooh,
I can already. Am I looking at the goals? I can only tell a couple.
Oh yeah, I already know. I think who it is.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right. Well,
start her up.
let's go.
Ta-
Okay, give me some names.
Abraham.
I'm terrible spelling.
Like
Okay,
Baltimore.
Harahan.
Baltimore.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah. How do you spell it?
Get rid of the G. Yeah. BON.
BON.
LAHOR.
Right. Oh, 3 of them.
Harahan.
Really?
Yes. He scored 10 goals from midfield.
No, sorry.
That's not how
sorry.
you spell.
Yeah.
I have to type. I feel like Scott's typing things.
Yeah.
HOUR
Yeah.
IH
A&E.
ANE.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
he's in there. Okay, what
Watkins.
about Watkins?
Hopkins.
El Ghazi.
Bent.
Okay.
Bent.
Or
Bent.
Yeah.
Bent and
Ben's away
Benteke.
there. No, he's
No,
not.
Bent, yeah. Benteke will be there.
Just finish it. EK.
EKE, yeah.
Okay, we got.
Oh
a few.
wow. Ashley Young, do you reckon?
Yeah.
No.
No.
No, in one
Carew.
season.
Carew.
One season.
Carew.
Yeah.
Oh, boom.
Who missing?
Um,
16, 17, first season of the championship. Oh, Adoma.
Really?
ADO.
Yes.
Graben?
And Kodja.
Yeah, and Kodja.
Kodja.
Yeah.
KODJIA.
Okay, we've done
Hendry?
pretty well.
Did Hendry?
No.
No. Or Atkinson?
Petrov?
Atkinson?
It's too late. 2000.
Angel.
Oh, Angel.
Yes. Crouch.
Atkinson?
Nah, surely
No
not.
way. Atkinson or not?
I don't. He wasn't
Staunton?
playing by
Think
then.
Saunders?
Milosevic, York. No,
Yeah.
it's too late for York.
Saunders?
Saunders. I think it's too late for Saunders. Yeah.
Milosevic?
Milosevic, yeah.
Too
Barros?
late. No.
Milos-
No.
okay.
Vassell?
What about Joachim?
JOACHIM.
Who played next to Angel?
Carbone?
Tommy
No.
Johnson? No.
Andy
It
Vyman?
could be Carboni actually. That's not a bad shout.
No.
Okay, no.
Oh, no, not Vyman.
So 99. Okay, Dublin. That's who it is. Merson,
Ooh.
maybe.
No. All right, so 2001.
And we got 3 minutes. We got to get one.
MERSEN?
Huh?
Isn't it Merson? MERSEN?
No.
It's Owen.
Yeah, it's Owen.
Oh, okay.
12 goals in 2001, 2002.
Is this
Luke
is the Melbourne
Moore,
era?
no.
Ekio?
Heskey?
Nah, Heskey wasn't there then.
Iki.
Eki.
It's not Heskey.
Ehiogu, whatever his name is?
No, he's a
Ekio.
defender. He didn't get 12 goals. So
Vassell.
we had Dublin.
Would it not be
We
Vassell?
had Dublin and Merson, and then who
Would it not-
came in after that?
Would it not be? It wouldn't be Vassell.
It could be. Let's have a look. It is.
Yeah,
there we go.
Oh.
100%.
We're actually half decent.
Well done, boys.
I didn't,
Like
lose,
that.
I didn't lose this one.
I liked these ones.
Adoma, Kodja,
Yeah.
yeah. Harahan was actually a good shout, Noah.
Kodja was unplayable that season.
He was unplayable.
so good.
It was.
And then he just turned to crap.
Well,
injury killed him, the injury.
Yeah, injury. And I think, we're just evolving as a club. We couldn't just hamper him all this time.
I don't think he even scored a goal in the Prem. I don't think he'd scored one, did he?
Hmm.
No, he
I'm,
missed out.
I'm surprised the bent wasn't.
No,
on
because
there.
we got bent
halfway
in-
through the
Halfway
year.
through.
Yes.
but then he never really cracked 10 goals. I don't think he really
He
struggled.
struggled,
as well.
yeah. We got rid of him not long ago. Where did we send him off to?
He went to loan to Burton and then Derby and then joined Derby on the permanent.
He
basically
scored more
just
than
died
10
off.
goals combined, though, but just not 10
Yeah,
for us.
in one
I think he
season,
scored
in one
like 8
season.
or 9 or something.
It's
Yeah,
still ship,
yeah.
It's still ship up for a player with that price tag at the time. That was
He
a
saved us
massive
from
depth.
relegation.
It was
mate.
eight-
He
eight-
was fucking-
he-
Actually,
saved us.
he scored on the debut just as Man
Man
City
City.
was starting to make their break. We beat them at
Against Man
home.
City, yeah. Ashley Young with the assist.
Yes. God, those were
The
the,
glory
days.
days. Well,
The glory days.
actually,
If anything,
these days are better.
I was going to say, I
now
feel
is
like
better
Our
than
our
that.
squad depth is better probably now.
It's
than
it's
back
amazing.
then.
Definitely. I think this is the best team we've had since Ron Atkinson's days.
I reckon.
Ryan
What
Little's
about
days.
if we get Calvin Phillips? This is certainly the most established team we've ever had. To even get someone like Calvin Phillips like that, it's clearly a destination club.
He would be good, but I don't think we're going to get him.
I think he'll go to Newcastle if they stay up.
Well, why would you go to Newcastle, not Villa?
Yeah, Muller. But on a separate note, though, how good are our fans? Obviously, I wasn't here for the Leeds one, but even
at the start of the game,
they were so, like West Ham fans. I couldn't hear them.
No,
they were very, very quiet. I know that London Stadium's a shithole and they don't like it.
Apparently, they didn't yell until they were 2-0 up.
No, they didn't. They didn't. Yeah. Well, they didn't start yelling until I heard them start yelling when Yarmolenko warmed up. Then when he came on, I mean,
but our guys were consistent the whole time. And again, we're the away fans.
Unreal.
All right, well, we'll wrap it up there. We were going to do the quiz, but we're going to have to put that back for the Arsenal episode. Aman will be back for that one, and it's his question, so make sure you check that one out. And if you like the little quiz that we've done online today, please let us know, and we'll do more of that for sure. Thanks for liking and subscribing.
150 subs. 150 subs, Scotty.
152, actually.
Yeah, but
Thanks for all your comments. They've all been great. And we will see you all next week for Arsenal at home and hopefully back to winning ways at Villa Park. So up the Villa, and we'll see you later. Woo! Catches.
Ciao.